all too nerdy, but when they dance, they be saying, ow.
What up, y'all? It is Ty, your HBIC, your head blurred in charge, and welcome to Shout Out to My Blurds podcast, where I talk about all things, most things, some things, any things, black and nerdy. And I know it's been a while. I know it has been a while since my last episode. In the last episode, I did have my friend Chandra from Sneak Vibe and Media, and we had a great time, great interview. Please, if you haven't, please go watch that episode on my YouTube channel, Chaotic Goodie-Good, or look it up wherever you listen to podcasts and pull up that episode. It's a really good one. I first want to apologize for the delay, okay? I try not to take too long in between giving y'all episodes, but life, right? As y'all know from some of what I shared during last year's podcast episodes, I went through some very difficult things last year. And so I'm still in the process of rebuilding and trying to figure stuff out. Typically, I'll take a break and then come back by late January. But I needed a little bit more time, and that was for several reasons. For one, I wanted to be able to just take the time I needed to relax, to manage some things that was going on in my life, as well as really understand what I want to do going forward, which I will be announcing. And it is something I am nervous about. So that's a little bit why things were a little bit delayed and behind. But I'm ready. So before we get to that announcement, I just want to say, I've been doing this podcast since 2021. And I thank all of y'all who have supported, who listen to the episodes, who support me in any way. It's truly appreciated. I've had some amazing guests on my podcast, most of them being my friends. So I really appreciate my friends for putting up with me. I've had some exclusive interviews, which have been very, very cool. I'm so glad I was able to do that. And I feel like I've talked about a lot of different topics when it comes to Black nerd culture. And I always love doing that. And I'm grateful. And one thing I'll leave y'all with before I get to the announcement is, I have the episode where I talk about how ever since 2020, my year has had a theme, or I've given the year a theme, or sometimes the theme is revealed to me prior to whatever year I'm about to go into. Last year's theme was retribution. And I thought, okay, that means everybody who has harmed me or hurt me or betrayed me is going to get what's coming to them. Little did I know the retribution was going to be on your girl. There are a lot of truths I had to deal with within myself. There are a lot of things I had to come to terms with. So the retribution was on me. The egg was on my face. And you know what? I accept that, because then that gives me the opportunity to learn and to understand and to grow and to become better. So I'll take that. And then I thought about this year and I'm like, oh, do I even have a theme for this upcoming year? Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've been in survival mode for the past 6 months. My life doesn't look anything like I thought it would look, and I'm still trying to figure that out. What's going on? I don't know. At one point, I'm like, oh, maybe this is the year of abundance. Well, that's not happening right now. Then I thought, well, this will be my freedom year, and we're not there yet, and that's okay. Then I thought, this is my reinvention year. I'm just going to change all this about myself. I'm not even going to be the same. We're not there yet either. It's a couple things that have to take place before we can get to any of those things. And that's why this year, I believe for me, is my rebuilding year. Okay. That building burned to the ground or got torn down, and now we're rebuilding from the foundation up. And that's where I feel I'm at. So that's what we're doing, and that's fine. But as far as the podcast, as far as shout out to my blurs, oh, we're still going to be shouting out the blurs. We're still going to be talking about black and nerdy stuff. But this year, the episodes have a theme. I've never done that because literally, my episodes be all over the place. I talk about whatever I want to talk about. So there's never a streamline of a theme. This year there is. And that theme is
sex, car chases, and sex, hip hop, and more sex.
Did I tell you about
sex, y'all? We're going to be talking about it, okay? So one thing about black nerds is if you are black and you are nerdy, and more than likely you're neurodivergent or, on the spectrum somewhere, you got something going on. You got a little bit more to you. And we have special interest. A lot of black nerds have a special interest that includes sex and sexuality. And since I've been about 12 or 13 years old, that's been mine. I have always loved learning about sex and sexuality. I've always loved talking openly about it, understanding the connection between the heart, the body, the souls, all of it, every aspect of it, and especially when it comes to how black people express sex and sexuality. And even more so now, as a full-grown woman, I just love whenever I have the opportunity to learn and to talk about sex. And that is what I'm going to be talking about on the podcast this year. And I'm super excited. I already have some really amazing guests lined up. I've already filmed the episode with one of my amazing guests, and I can't wait to bring that to you. I'm going to be talking about everything from purity culture to sex education to these males to I'm gonna be talking to my younger women and young ladies about just protecting yourself and being in this society and understanding who you are and how you want to express yourself. I'm gonna be talking about sex work, just whatever aspect of sex and sexuality and sensuality and education and pleasure, all of those things, most of those things. I'm not going to be able to cover all of it because it's such a vast subject. Like, you can literally go in so many directions. I want to be clear, though I am not a sex podcast, I am a sex positive person who has a podcast. And I'm going to be talking about sex this year. Okay. I dabbled a little bit when I had my friend, pleasure educator and coach, Sir Marvelous, on my podcast. So if you haven't watched or listened to that episode, please go look that up because that one is really good. And I really appreciated my conversation with him. And so I'm excited to talk more in that way. Having said that, I'm not going to be able to really put everything out there the way I want to. So that's where my Patreon channel comes in. I have a Patreon channel called Totally Ty with an exclamation point. And I would love for you all to consider becoming patrons on my Patreon channel. $5 a month. I only have one tier. It's $5 a month. That is probably less than what you pay in your daily coffee or whatever it is. And you can support your girl, and you can also get exclusive episodes, the ones that maybe I can't post on YouTube or on the streaming platforms. Y'all will get those exclusives. And y'all may get something even more exclusive. Y'all may bring your girl out of retirement when it comes to writing erotica. I've been thinking about writing an erotica story to kind of go along with the theme of this year's episodes. So if you're lucky, I might do that as well, because I'm a storyteller and I love erotica. I love listening to it. I love reading it. And I also love writing it. And I would love to write a story. I have a story in my mind already. I already have the title, all of that. I already know what it's going to be about. But I would love to include that where maybe I read my own erotica and feature it on the Patreon channel. So that's the announcement. That's the episode. Thank y'all once again for supporting your girl, supporting your HBSC as I journey on, as I am living my life and just trying to figure out what it is I'm doing. Listen, even at my big old age of 43 to be exact, I feel like I still have a lot to learn and I'm open to learning it. And I'm really excited for this upcoming season. So please, if you're not already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chaotic Goodie-Good, because that's where you will find video episodes of Shout Out to My Blurs podcast. You could listen to Shout Out to My Blurs podcast on wherever you choose to listen to podcasts, whatever streaming service you use, whether that be Apple, Spotify, whatever it is, I'm there. And yes, please consider becoming a patron on my Patreon channel. Totally Thai with an exclamation point at the $5 tier, where you will get some of the more exclusive and raunchy kind of episodes for this upcoming season. And that's all I got. So thank y'all so much, and I will catch y'all in this next spicy season of Shout Out to My Blurs, where 2026 is 2026. All right, bye.